Deep breaths in and deep breaths out through your nose. Every inhale, feel your belly fill up all the way up to the top of your chest, lengthening your spine. Every exhale, create an oceanic sound at the back of your throat as you seal your lips closed. Take one more deep breath in, filling all the way up. Another deep breath back out. Your eyes are closed, you can flutter them open, drop your arms down to your sides, face your palms forward. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up overhead. Breathe here for a moment. Continue to ground down through all corners of your feet. Lift your kneecaps up to engage your quads and squeeze your core in nice and tight, but gently relax your shoulders away from your ears. Take another deep breath in here. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. Reach your right arm behind you, left arm forward. You can either gaze to the wall beside you or toward your back hand if your neck allows it. Keep your hips squared to the wall in front of you. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your right arm back up to center. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Draw your left arm back, right arm forward. You can gaze at the wall next to you or toward your back hand. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And feel this twist come from your belly button all the way up your spine. Inhale, mountain. Return your arms up to center. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips. Dive down to the ground. Toe heel your feet out to about hip width distance or wider. Take a generous bend in your knees for ragdoll pose. Let your head hang heavy. Option to grab for opposite elbows and sway side to side. Let your torso rest against your thighs. Feel any ounce of tension roll down the crown of your head. Drop your arms down to the earth if they're not already there. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your palms either to your shins or up on your thighs. Flatten out your spine and snap your belly button up toward your back to engage your low core. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward fold, hinge back down. We'll flow through two more. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your palms to your shins or thighs. Flatten your spine. Exhale, forward fold, hinge down. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your spine. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, step your feet back. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, heels over your toes. Now drop down to your knees to a tabletop position. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly down to the ground. Lift your gaze to the wall in front of you. Exhale, cat pose. Press the earth away. Lift your spine up. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly. Expand through your collarbones. Exhale, cat pose. Gaze between your thighs. Press your spine up. Now return to a neutral tabletop. Gaze straight down between your hands. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Take a minute to settle into this pose. You can bend into one knee, bend into the next. Feel the stretch along each calf and each hamstring. Spread your fingers out wide and press your palms down into the ground to find as much length in your spine as you can. Now spiral your triceps to the wall behind you. Take one more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. Inhale, gaze forward to your hands. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up overhead, spiral your pinkies toward one another. Exhale, Samastitihi, standing at attention, drop your hands to heart center. Drop your arms down to your sides. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down through heart center, hinging from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, press your palms to your shins or thighs. Exhale, high to low plank, plant your palms, step your feet back, flow through whichever variation of chaturanga you would like. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. Inhale, gaze to your hands. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, forward fold, hinge down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Drop your arms down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, neutralize your spine. Exhale, high to low plank, plant your palms, step your feet back, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, forward fold, step between your palms. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Inhale, mountain pose, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, press your palms to your shins or thighs. Exhale, high to low plank, plant your palms, flow through whichever variation you would like. Inhale, upward facing dog, straighten through your arms. Exhale, downward facing dog, engage your core to lift your hips. Take a deep breath in here. Deep breath back out your nose. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Flex your toes down to the ground, even the weight between your palms. Take one more breath in, kick your heel a little higher. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot between your palms. Now ground down through your left palm, so press your left palm onto the ground. Inhale, easy twist, reach your right arm up toward the ceiling. Keep your back leg engaged. Magnetize your inner thighs toward one another. Feel this slight stretch on your outer right hip. Take one more breath in. Exhale, low lunge, drop your right hand to the ground. Drop your left knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up overhead and breathe here. You can keep your arms up overhead or interlace your hand around your front thigh, gently rocking forward and back. Feel this stretch along your left hip flexors. Inhale, reach your arms back up overhead. Exhale, half split. Straighten your front leg, come up onto your right heel, and then tense your fingers on the ground. Maintain a nice flat spine. So if your spine is kind of hunching over, you can always press your hands on your hips or on your waist. Make sure you're hinging from your hips. With every inhale, find length throughout your spine. Then every exhale, hinge just a little bit deeper, accentuating the stretch in your hamstring. Now, big transition coming up here, so we'll take it nice and slow. Begin to slowly shift your weight forward, so bend into your right leg. Tuck your back toes under. Inhale, crescent lunge. Lift your left knee off of the ground and reach your arms overhead and breathe here. And so ground down into your right heel as hard as you can. Then press your left heel up over your left toes behind you. Squeeze your thighs toward one another and tuck your tailbone under. Another big transition coming up here, so we'll take it nice and slow again. Begin to bring your arms down toward your sides. Shift all of your weight into your right foot. Lift your left leg up off of the ground and step your left leg to meet your right for chair pose with arms at your sides. So you can airplane out your arms. Sit your hips nice and low. Keep your weight in your heels and press your palms together behind you to expand through your chest. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up overhead. Come all the way up to stand. Now step your left leg all the way to the back of your mat and open up to warrior two. So warrior two, your left foot is parallel to the short end of your mat and your right toes are pointing to the wall in front of you. And pull your left shoulder slightly back to avoid hinging too far forward. And bend deeply in your right knee, keeping your right knee over your right ankle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach your right arm up and back. Maintain the bend in your front knee and little to no weight in your back hand. Gaze up towards your top hand. Take a breath in. Exhale, high to low plank. Cartwheel your arms down. Step your right foot back, then flow through a high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip to the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press your hips up and back. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Again, flex your toes down to the ground and press as much weight into your palms as you can. Take a breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left leg between your palms. Now ground down through your right hand this time. Press your right palm down. Inhale, easy twist. Reach your left arm up toward the ceiling. You can either gaze to the wall beside you or up toward your top hand. Keep your hips squared, so squeeze your thighs together and feel your right hip drop down in line with your left. Take one more breath in. Exhale, low lunge, plant your left palm. Drop your right knee down to the ground. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up overhead and breathe here. Again, you can keep your arms overhead or interlace your hands around your front thigh. Very gently rocking forward and back. Just stretch along your right hip flexors. Inhale, reach your arms back up overhead. Exhale, half split. Straighten your left leg. Come up onto your left heel and flex your left toes up toward the ceiling. You can tense your fingers on the ground next to you. If you have the flexibility, maintain a very flat spine and you can press your palms down to the ground. Whatever is accessible in your body. Again, you can grab for your hips or your waist. Just opening up through your left hamstring. All right, big transition. Begin to shift your weight forward into your front leg. Bend your left leg, tuck your right toes under. Inhale, crescent lunge. Press your right leg up off the ground and reach your arms overhead. So bend deep into your left knee, but stack your left knee directly over your ankle. Now energetically press up through your back heel, stack your back heel over your toes. Squeeze your inner thighs toward one another. Take a deep breath in. Another big transition. Begin to hinge your torso forward, drop your arms down toward your sides, press your weight down into your left heel and step your right leg forward to meet your left, and then airplane your arms out to the side. Sit your hips nice and low, squeeze your inner thighs together, tuck your tailbone under. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up overhead. Now exhale, step your right foot back this time. Right foot steps all the way back to your mat into warrior two. And so find that front heel to back arch alignment. So if you draw a line from your front heel all the way down your mat, it will intersect with your back foot or your back heel. Energetically reach your arms in opposite directions and gaze over your top hand. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach your left arm up and back. High five the back wall with your left palm and gaze up at your top hand, maintaining a deep bend in your front knee. Take one more breath in. Exhale, high to low plank. Cartwheel your arms down. Step your left leg back. Lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath back out through your nose. All right, this is our sun B. We'll flow, linking breath to movement. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot between your palms. Ground down through your left palm. Inhale, easy twist. Reach your right arm up toward the ceiling. Exhale, low lunge. Drop your right hand. Drop your left knee down. Inhale, crescent moon. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, half split. Straighten your right leg. Come up onto your right heel. Now, big transition. Take it as slow as you need. Shift your weight forward. Tuck your back toes under. Inhale, crescent lunge. Press your left knee away from the ground. Reach your arms overhead. Shift your weight forward into your right foot. Lift your left leg up and step to the top of your mat for chair pose. Good. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Step your left leg to the back of your mat. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach your right arm up and back. Exhale, high to low plank. Cartwheel your arms down. Step your right foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left leg between your palms. Ground down through your right palm. Inhale, easy twist. Reach your left arm up toward the ceiling. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your left palm. Drop your right knee down to the ground. Inhale, crescent moon. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, half split. Straighten your left leg. Come up onto your left heel. Shift your weight forward. Tuck your back toes under. Inhale, crescent lunge. Press your right knee away from the ground. Shift your weight forward. Step your right leg up to meet your left. Chair pose with airplane arms. Inhale, mountain pose. Straighten your legs. Reach your arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Step your right leg back to the back of your mat. Point your left toes forward. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach your left palm up and back. Exhale, high to low plank. Cartwheel your arms down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot between your palms. Ground down through your left hand. Inhale, easy twist. Reach your right arm to the ceiling. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your right palm. Drop your left knee down. Inhale, crescent moon. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, half split. Straighten your right leg. Point your right toes to the ceiling. Shift your weight forward. Tuck your back toes under. Inhale, crescent lunge. Press your left knee away from the earth and lift your arms up. Shift your weight forward. Drop your arms to your side. Step your left leg forward. Chair pose with airplane arms. Inhale, mountain pose. Straighten your legs, arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Step your left leg to the back of your mat. Gaze over your top hand. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach your right arm up and back. Exhale, high to low plank. Windmill your arms down to your mat. Step your right foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip to the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left leg between your palms. Ground down through your right hand. Inhale, easy twist. Reach your left arm up toward the ceiling. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your left palm. Drop your right knee down. Inhale, crescent moon. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, half split. Straighten your left leg. Point your left toes to the ceiling. Shift your weight forward. Tuck your back toes under. Inhale, crescent lunge. Press your right knee away from the ground. Exhale, chair pose with airplane arms. Step your right leg forward to meet your left and sit your hips nice and low. Inhale, mountain pose, arms up, straighten your legs. Exhale, warrior two, step your right foot to the back of your mat, bend into your left knee. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach your left arm up and back. Exhale, high to low plank, cartwheel your arms down, step your left leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Come down to a tabletop position. Press your big toes together, widen your knees out to the width of your mat. Sink your hips down to your heels, walk your arms forward, and rest your forehead down into your mat for child's pose. Take just a few rounds of breath here. With every inhale, maybe crawling your arms a little bit forward. Every exhale, sinking your hips closer down toward your heels. Maintain really deep inhales and exhales. In and out through your nose. On your next inhale, come up to a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, drop your hands to heart center. Inhale, hinge your torso forward. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. Connect your left elbow to your outer right thigh and press your palms together at heart center. If your elbow doesn't meet all the way to your outer right thigh, you can always press your left elbow in between your thighs. That's a good option too. But if it reaches, then press it on the outside of your thigh and palms together. Keep your hips nice and low. This will help with your balance in this posture. Option to fly out your arms is extending your left arm down and right arm up. Take one more breath in here. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Walk your feet out to hip width distance or wider. Take a really generous bend in your knees. Plant the tops of your hands down into the ground, fingers pointing your toes. Exhale, gorilla pose. Slide your palms underneath your feet so you're literally stepping onto your hands. Let your head hang heavy. This is a great counter stretch for your wrists. And take as much of a bend in your knees to make this hand to foot connection possible. On your next inhale, release your palms from underneath your hands. Toe heel your feet back together to touch. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, drop your hands to your heart. Inhale, hinge your torso forward. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. Sweep your right elbow to your outer left thigh and press your palms together. Option again to press your left elbow between your right elbow rather between your thighs. Also option to fly out your arms. You can reaching your left arm up, right arm down to the ground. Keep your knees in line with one another, so if one knee bumped in front of the other, pull it back in line. Stay for one more breath in. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Sweep your arms back. We've been here before. Pinch your shoulder blades together. Now ground down through your left heel. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Lift your right knee up in line with your right hip. Arms can either come to your hips or your waist rather, or you can reach your arms up overhead. It's a nice balance challenge here. Squeeze your left glute and squeeze your core in really tight. Flex your right toes up toward your face. Take a breath in. Exhale, open arm twist to the right, nice and slow. Reach your left arm forward, right arm back, and gaze to the wall beside you. Option here to place your left palm on your outer right thigh and kind of hold your leg up, and then twist from here. That's level one, is hand on your outer right thigh. Level two, arms flying out, left arm forward, right arm back. If you have the flexibility in your hamstrings, level three is to take your peace sign fingers, grab for your right big toe, then kick your right foot out in front of you, straightening your right leg. Keeping this twist in your upper body. Wherever you're at, continue to breathe, continue to focus. On your next inhale, we'll meet back in a one-legged mountain. Arms up to center, gazing in front of you. Exhale, figure four. Lift your right ankle on your left thigh and then sit your hips nice and low. Press your palms together at heart center. It's a nice little counter stretch for that twist we just did. Inhale, one-legged mountain, come back up to center. Exhale, Samastitihi, drop your right leg down, hands together at your heart. All right, let's take the other side. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms, sweep your arms back, pinch your shoulder blades together as tight as you can. Ground down through your right heel this time. Inhale, one-legged mountain, lift your left leg up in line with your hip and reach your arms up overhead. So ground down through your entire right foot, creating a strong connection with the earth there, gazing in front of you. Take a breath in. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Reach your right arm forward, left arm back, gaze to the side wall. Level one, take your right hand on your outer left thigh. Maybe you can twist a little deeper with the support of your right hand. Level two, reach your right arm forward. Keep your left toes flexed up toward your face. Level three, if you have the flexibility in your hamstrings, you can take your peace sign fingers, grab for your left big toe, then extend your left heel out in front of you, straightening your left leg. It's called revolved hand to big toe pose. On your next inhale, we'll all meet back in one-legged mountain in the center, arms up, gazing in front of you. Exhale, figure four, lift your left ankle up and over your right thigh and sit back into your hips. This stretch should feel pretty nice after that twist. So sink nice and low, flex your left toes to the wall in front of you. Maybe press your left knee down a little bit if that feels good in your body. Inhale, one-legged mountain, reach your left leg up. Exhale, Samastitihi, drop your left leg, hands together at your heart. Take a deep breath in here, maybe flutter your eyes closed. Deep breath out. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinge down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your spine. Exhale, high to low plank, plant your palms, step your feet back, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath out, drop your knees down to the ground, spread your knees out wide, sit back into child's pose, just for a few breaths. Every time you breathe in, feel your belly press against your thighs. Now press yourself back up to a tabletop. You can come through to a seat. Actually, you can just sit back on your heels if you want. So I thought we'd give crow pose another try because we've been working on it a little bit. So you have a few minutes to kind of play around on your own. If you have anything else you want to work on, or just if you want to sit back in child's pose for a couple minutes, you totally can. I'll demo crow pose in case anyone wants to work on it or keep working on it. So crow pose is an arm balance inversion where your body weight's balancing on your triceps. So the first step is to create a really wide base in your palms. Spread your fingers wide. Arms go out to about shoulder width or a little bit wider. And then from here, lift your hips up nice and high. Walk your feet behind your wrists. And then bend your knees so your knees either attach into your armpits or just as high up on your triceps as you can get them. From here, you can bend your elbows. Lift your gaze. So keep your chin lifted. This will really help with the weight distribution in this posture. So from here, you play with shifting your weight forward. Feel that balance here. You can keep your toes grounded. This is still crow pose, just this balance right here. You'll kind of feel it. If you want to start practicing with lifting one leg, you totally can do that. Just feel how that switches the weight distribution. If you want to fly your crow, shift your weight forward, squeeze your core in super tight, gently lift both sets of toes up off of the ground. Keep your chin lifted, gazing in front of you. The more you squeeze your core in, the higher your hips will go, and the easier it will be to maintain balance. So you can give that a shot. We'll do about one more minute of playing around. Hi, Kaylin. Good, Cal. All right, everyone's doing a great job. Cool. Whenever you're ready, we'll just meet back in child's pose. On your next inhale, press up to a tabletop, and then step your legs back, lift your knees off the ground for a high plank. Now slowly with control, lower all the way down to your belly. So you're laying down on your belly. Flip to the tops of your toes, press the tops of your feet really hard down into the ground. Press your palms down to the ground and cricket your elbows up toward the ceiling and pinch your shoulder blades together. Inhale, baby cobra, gently lift your chest, press really hard into the tops of your feet. Exhale, slowly lower down. Now reach your arms out in front of you or to a goal post if you prefer that. Either way is totally fine. We'll take, I guess like one-legged Supermans if you want to call them. Starting with your right hand and your left leg. On an inhale, you'll lift your right leg and your right hand and your left leg. All right, so inhale, lift your left leg, right arm. Maybe you can point your left toes toward the wall behind you. Press down into the top of your right foot. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your left hand, lift your right foot up off of the ground. Good. Feel your back doing this work. Take one more breath in. Exhale, lower your left palm. Now this time we'll take both arms and both legs, lifting at the same time. Inhale, lift your arms, lift your legs, squeeze your toes together. So squeeze your legs as close as you can toward one another. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower down. Press your palms back underneath your shoulders. Press all the way up to standing on your knees. So once you're up standing on your knees, walk your knees out to about hip width distance. Place your hands on your low back. I'll move this way so you can see. Press your hands on your low back and then squeeze your elbows toward one another. And then feel how this kind of expands your chest. Then from here, begin to trace your gaze up along the ceiling. Exhale, camel pose. Press your hips forward. Drop your gaze back. Continue to squeeze your elbows together. If you have the flexibility in your low back, you can grab for your ankles behind you. Now slowly with control, rise back up. And take a seat down on your heels. Let your eyes closed for a moment. You can press your hands into your thighs or one over your heart, one over your belly. Your next inhale, flutter your eyes open. Drop down to one hip, then extend your legs out in front of you. Flex your toes up toward the ceiling. Inhale, extend your arms up overhead, lengthening your side bodies. Exhale, seated forward fold, hinge forward. Grab for whatever is accessible, whether that be your outer feet, the tops of your feet, your shins. Remove any flesh from underneath your sit bones so you can hinge a little bit deeper. Really use your breath here. So with every inhale, find as much length throughout your spine as you can. Then every exhale, see if you can hinge just a little bit deeper. Now slowly rise back up and recline all the way down to your back. Now lift your right knee up into your right armpit. Interlace your hands around your shin and squeeze your right knee into your right armpit. Take a breath in. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your right leg over to the left side of your body. Stack your hips on top of one another and tee out or goalpost your arms. It's okay if your right leg doesn't hit the ground. It's totally normal. Just make sure both shoulder blades are planted. Option to drop your gaze over your right shoulder if your neck allows for it. Return your legs to center. Hug your left leg up to meet your right and then extend your right leg long out in front of you. Inhale, squeeze your left knee in. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your left leg over the right side of your body. Again, tee out or goalpost your arms, whatever feels better. Maintain a connection with the ground in both shoulder blades. You can drop your gaze over your left shoulder or gaze straight up at the ceiling. Return your legs to center. Hug your knees up into your chest. Roll up into one tiny ball. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Squeeze your forehead up to your knees. Squeeze everything together as tight as you possibly can. Take a breath in. Exhale, Shavasana. Let your arms and legs go long. Take whatever shape feels natural, feels comfortable in your body. Feel your body melt into the ground beneath you. Relax your toes, relax your quads. Relax your shoulders all the way down to your fingertips. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Release any tension from the muscles in your face. Let's take a couple minutes to rest here. You can stay here and rest for as long as you'd like. If you want to be guided out, begin to bring some life back into your fingertips and toes. Roll out your ankles and your wrists. Drop one ear down to the mat, then the other. Take a nice long body stretch, reach your arms up overhead. And hug your knees in toward your chest and rock onto whichever side favors you for fetal pose, using your bicep as a pillow. Press yourself up to a tall seat. Just find a nice comfortable seat. You can place your hands on your knees and your lap at heart center. Soften your gaze down to the tip of your nose or shut your eyes completely. We'll end with a breath together. Exhale out any air in your lungs. Now take a deep, full breath in as slow as you can. Fill up your belly, fill up your chest. Now hold your breath in at the top. Open mouth, exhale, sigh out your air. Lift your thumbs up to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows and your forehead. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Bow forward. Namaste.